everyone, this is Carla and you have reached my FlossTube channel, Carla Being Crafty. I just finished my regular weekly video earlier this morning and I just had a pizza delivered and I'm sitting here stitching on my bead embroidery, and I thought it would be a fun time to come on and do a little stitch with me, and I'm gonna do the MoonshineMayhem tag that was originally done by the lovely Jules at Moonshine Crafter. And yeah, so I thought I'd come on and do that. It would also give you a little bit of an opportunity to see bead embroidery, which maybe not everybody has seen before. So this is what I'm working on right here, this little section. I kind of mentioned in my FlossTube earlier today, but just to show you how I kind of set it up, you can kind of see over here I have these green diamond painting trays. What I do is I put my beads in these little plastic containers, these little, they're little, where'd I find you? They're little plastic jars. I bought them in bulk when I was doing diamond painting, and very inexpensive, but anyway, and this set happened to come with these stickers, so I put the bead number and then the symbol on it, and then when I'm working on it I pour a little bit into the tray, and I look at the section that I'm working on and see all the symbols that are come into play, and I have 7 colors over here right now. So I leave the container in the tray so that I can see the symbol, and then I have been using this little bead, it's called a bead nabber by Loran. I got it on 123 Stitch, and I think it's great. So the bead embroidery, really quickly, you can see down here that each bead has like these 4 little dots around it, black dots. So you bring your needle up. When you're going that direction, you bring your needle up in the bottom left, go up in the top right, and when you're coming back, you start in the top right, go down in the bottom left. I don't know why that's what the instructions said, and I'm not familiar enough with this to, you know, argue about it. I'm just gonna do what it says, and give me a second because I'm marking off my row on the pattern. And I'm marking off my pattern only because since I'm kind of doing it in little sections, I just don't want to get confused as to where I was and have to count each time. But so anyway, you come up, and then on my pattern I need this symbol, and then I go and I just tap it in the thing, pick up a bead or two, and go back down, come up, and this is the dark color. So yeah, so that's how it works. It's pretty easy, and I'm finding it very fun to do. So yeah, so I thought you could kind of watch me do that a little bit while I do this tag. So let's get started. So the printer that I have, I think it's the full thing. I think I got it off of Jules's Instagram, but if I'm missing some questions, then, you know, forgive me. Okay, so first question: if you won the lottery tomorrow, what would be your very first expense? So first thing, totally not fun, I would pay off all my bills, just because that would relieve a lot of the stress in my life. And then after that was done, I would be, you know, free to go to town. I think actually big expense in my life, I probably would get a new car, just because mine's quite elderly at this point. And then really, if I had all the money in the world, what I would love to do is I would love to buy a big house for my brother and sister-in-law and family, and on a big enough piece of property. Well, it actually wouldn't even need to be a big piece of property. I want like a casita or a mother-in-law house or something like that that would be, you know, connected but separate from them. I think it would be really, really great to be close to family, but not, you know, in the same house as family. I don't want that. But I think that would be really great. And if I had the means to do that, that's what I would do. I would get them the big main house, and then I would have, you know, the small 1-bedroom pool house or casita or mother-in-law's house or whatever you call it. I would assume if I won the lottery that I would have enough money to actually get a really nice house. So yeah, I think that that would be my dream, you know. And then of course I would visit all the stitching shops that I wanted, and I wouldn't feel guilty about buying ridiculous amounts of stuff and giving away a ton of stuff on my channel, and you know, all the kind of things that I would like to do but can't, because you know, I live in the real world and have, you know, real world money issues. But if I win the lottery, look out for huge giveaways on my channel, because that's, I think, what I would love to do. Okay, question number 2, if you were a bagel, what type of bagel would you be? Well, my favorite type of bagel to eat would be an everything bagel, so I think I would be an everything bagel. You know, a little bit of something for everybody. Maybe too much for some. So, yeah, I think that kind of fits. Okay, 3. Do you have any irrational fears, and if so, what are they? Okay, so this comes with a tiny bit of a story. My irrational fear, first of all, I'm not like a horror movie person, anything like that. I'm really not. Like, I truly do not like that feeling of fear, and I've gone to see 3 horror movies in the movie theater in my lifetime. They were all on Halloween. I was dragged to them all by my friend, and you know, because I was trying to be like cool, instead of saying that actually I'm in real life terrified from these movies. And so yeah, so whoops, all right, I made a mistake here. Reverse. I missed a color. But it all comes from a specific incident that happened in my life. Hold on while I thread my needle. Okay. All right, so when I was like about 3 years old, and I don't actually really remember this per se. It's like I know it happened, and I have, you know, the fallout from it, the way I feel, but I don't really remember it. But I was about 3 years old, and it was the end of October. It wasn't Halloween, but it was like October 29th or October 30th, something like that. And we were at my grandparents' house, my parents and I. And the doorbell rang, and I wanted to go, you know, I ran to go answer it. Well, my dad had an uncle, Uncle Leonard, who I don't really remember because he died when I was really young, but he was there. He was going to a Halloween party that night, and he came over to show my grandparents his costume. And he was a big man, like 6'4", 6'5", big, huge guy, and he was dressed as some kind of a monster. And he didn't know I was there. They didn't know he was coming over, and I answered the door. So I answered the door unexpectedly, and there was a huge, horrible monster standing on the doorstep. And apparently, I screamed my head off and ran and hid under my grandparents' bed, and they had like a really hard time getting me out from under the bed. And ever since then, I truly have a fear of people in masks. I do not like answering the door on Halloween. I mean, I know it's like a 4-year-old out there in a Batman costume, and it doesn't matter. I still get kind of like heart palpitations, and I really don't like doing it. I will make excuses to either, well, I'm not the kind of person that, oh, I'm not gonna, you know, I'm gonna be a grouch and not put out candy at all. But if I live with other people, they're the ones who get to open the door. And don't get me wrong, I love Halloween. I love dressing up. I mean, I'm an actress, so, you know, I love dressing up, putting on makeup. I don't like masks, though. And I don't like opening the door on Halloween, and I don't like people in masks who come up to me and I don't know who they are. When I was in college, I was in the bookstore on Halloween one time, and some guy was like in a gorilla mask, and he kind of started following me around the bookstore. And I left because, you know, yeah, I'm not supposed to be scared, but truly I was. Same thing with like, Not Scary Farm here in California is a big deal, and I've gone like maybe 3 times before I finally realized that I really, really, really hate it. And every time I went, I made excuses to like go hang out in the lighted area by the roller coasters, because having monsters jump out at me was not my idea of fun. So I'm a big wimp when it comes to that kind of stuff. Even though I know it's not real and it's silly to be scared like that. I still am. Okay, number 4. Which of the 7 dwarfs is most like you? I really have to give kind of like the cheaty answer and say that they're all like me depending on the time of the day. I mean, there are times, you know, I'm sleepy quite often, I'm grumpy quite often, I'm happy quite often, bashful, definitely. I'm smart, so I think I got those doc properties, and then occasionally I'm pretty dopey too. So who am I missing? Sneezy. Yeah, I have allergies, so I have big sneezy periods, and I don't know who I'm missing. Let's see. Doc, dopey, grumpy, happy, sleepy, sneezy, and bashful. Yeah, I got them all. And I'm all of them at one time or another during pretty much each and every day. Okay. Next question. 5. What board game do you hate the most? I don't know that there's really very many board games that I hate. I enjoy playing board games with friends and family. Risk, I think, is a little bit tedious. Just it takes so long to play. So I'm going to say Risk. That's probably not among my favorites. Okay. 6. What scene from a non-horror movie scared you as a child? Okay, back to being scared. Let's see. 2 things that come to mind, both from kind of like children's movies. The scene with the child catcher in Chi Chi Bang Bang. That guy was horrifying. I still think he's horrifying. Yeah, he ultimate creepy, and hated those scenes where he was on screen. And then when I was really little, I remember going to see a matinee, and I think it was Snow White, but yeah, I think The Witch in Snow White just kind of freaked me out a little bit. Just the gloominess of it and everything. So I guess those would be my answers. But I don't really watch horror films at all. I mean, I know this isn't a non-horror film thing. But, okay. 7. Which would be harder for you to give up, coffee or alcohol? That's a hard question for me, I guess, because I don't really drink that much of either. You know, I have the occasional like coffee drink from like Starbucks or whatever, but I'm actually more likely to want like tea type drinks now. Although I do like the coffees when I'm cold. I like a hot mocha. And I don't drink alcohol that much, but you know, occasionally I really like it. But I'm gonna say it would be harder to give up coffee. Yeah, I think it'd be harder to give up coffee than alcohol. Number 8 is, if a theme song played every time you entered a room, what would it be? I think that, especially for the last couple years, my answer would be Chumbawamba's Tub Thumping. You know, I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down. That one. And You're Welcome for the Earworm. Yeah, I'm gonna say that would be my theme song. I feel like I've had lots of stuff happen in the last several years that were difficult to deal with, and I had to deal with them because, you know, I'm a grown-up person in the real world, and you just kind of have to, unless you want to curl up in a ball and, I don't know, be institutionalized. So I've dealt with help from my friends and stuff, but sometimes I feel like, yeah, I have to, be my own little superhero. So that would be my answer. 9. If you were arrested with no explanation, what would your family and friends assume you had done? I would think that my family and friends would think that there had been a mistake. I'm not the kind of person that gets into confrontations very much, and I can't even imagine anything that I would do to get arrested. So yeah, I think it would be extremely shocking if that happened. Who would play you, this is number 10, who would play you in a movie of your life? I am going to say on this one, I'm going to choose like someone that I kind of have a girl crush on, always have, because I wish I looked like her. I don't know, I just think she's really, oops, sorry, I hit the thing. Anyway, I would say Jennifer Love Hewitt, because she looks like I always wished I would look. Yeah. And then 11. If you could have dinner with anyone who's still living, who would it be? I feel like this question, is meant for you to say, oops, sorry, I'm just looking at my pattern. I got distracted here. Famous political figure or actor or something like that. But really, in this age of COVID right now, the person I would want to have dinner with is my mom, because I haven't seen her since March and I miss her. And I know that as soon as I can see her again regularly, she's gonna drive me as crazy as she always has. Don't get me wrong, I love my mom. We drive each other crazy occasionally, and I know that that's gonna happen again. But right now, I just miss her. And then the other, even if it wasn't in the time of COVID, I think I would say my best friend who lives in Pittsburgh right now. If I could have dinner with anybody, I would want to have dinner with her, because that would mean we were visiting and together, and that's more realistic, I think, is that I want to have dinner with real people. Obviously political figures, whatever, real people too, but I meant real people in my life. And aside from that, I would want to be like somewhere where I could have dinner with a bunch of like the FlossTube people that I have, met online and consider to be my friends, even though I've never met them. Going back to if I won the lottery, boy, my name would be in for like all of the retreats after we're through COVID nonsense. I would love to be on retreat lists and get to go to retreats and meet all the people that I watch and that I talk to and instant message and all that kind of stuff. So that is all I have on this tag. I have a feeling that there were more on the original tag, but I don't know. But anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this little stitchy interlude. I hope that you are intrigued, or as intrigued as I am, by this whole bead embroidery thing. Do you think it's something that you guys might want to do? Do you have any questions about it? I got this kit on Amazon. It's called Ringing Meadows or Singing Meadows or something like that. But on Amazon they have it listed as like Glinging Meadows. There's obviously a big typo there. I think that this whole like art form is mostly from like Russian companies. So there's not a ton on Amazon. There's a couple that I think are cute. This one I think really spoke to me the most, which obviously is why I bought it. But I think that when I get this done, which of course is going to take, you know, like a year. What am I doing? I'm getting myself confused is what I'm doing. Oops. That I will want to get another one because I'm enjoying it. It's fun. I mean, what isn't to love about playing with shiny beads? All right, I did this wrong again. See, this is why I didn't mark the last. I didn't mark off the last row, and I got myself confused. Okay, so again. Oh, and I just hit the camera again. Oh, so sorry, you guys. Okay, so where am I? Okay, so I need 2 of this one, and okay, now I'm back on track. I am cooking with gas. All right, so let me do these last three beads so you guys can see it. And the dark one. If you are interested in doing any kind of beading, even like on Mirabilias or Mill Hills or whatever, this little finger guy, I personally highly recommend. It's made things a lot easier for me. Okay, so I'm going to take you in a little bit closer now so you can kind of see this. Oh. That's what it looks like. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this little stitch with me. Let me know if you have any questions about the bead embroidery or about the questions that I answered or anything like that. And I will see you again next week in my regular Sunday video. Thanks, bye.